In STALKER Call of Pripyat, you might also come across a drone resembling the American MQ-1 Predator. Unfortunately, we can't show you one in action on the battlefield yet. Ukraine doesn't currently have such high-tech weaponry in its arsenal. But hit like on this video if you'd like to see one deployed on the Ukrainian front, frying even more Russian armored vehicles. Ever wondered why the STALKER zone is littered with rusty, unusable equipment? The answer isn't obvious, so let's go back to 1986, when the Chernobyl disaster occurred. To handle the catastrophe, the USSR mobilized both civilian and military infrastructure. After the cleanup mission, all the machinery underwent decontamination. Some was buried, while other equipment was left at open storage sites. But why wasn't it reused? A real-life STALKER provides the best explanation. You place a dosimeter on the treads, and it just goes wild. Imagine the radiation levels here. Now, think about how much higher the radiation levels would have been 38 years ago. This posed a direct threat to soldiers' lives. As a result, the government decided to scrap the equipment at a cost of $46 million. What do you think would have happened to Soviet weapons in a nuclear conflict during the Cold War? While you ponder that, let's move on to our next discovery. Meet the BTR-70, an old Soviet armored personnel carrier featured in every STALKER game. In the 1990s, Ukraine had about 850 of these vehicles in its arsenal. The BTR-70 is highly maneuverable, but lacks solid armor and advanced weaponry. As real-world experience shows, both sides have suffered losses involving these APCs. To reduce future risks, Ukrainians have modernized their vehicles wherever possible. This led to the creation of the BTR-3, followed by other equally interesting models. One unusual modification appears in the hands of the Russian Volunteer Corps, fighting as part of Ukraine's armed forces. During a raid into Russian territory, footage surfaced of Russian Volunteer Corps fighters riding a BTR-70M equipped with the Paras combat module, featuring a remotely operated gun. This vehicle left a mark on Putin's forces. During the raid, its gun destroyed a Russian BTR-82A, which the Russian Volunteer Corps fighters then captured.